Alright guys, long time no see in these video review formats. I haven't done one for a while. Because the cold weather and stuff, it's hard to set up the phone on the tripod and stuff. So I haven't done this in a while, but today I'm back with one because I thought this was such a unique cigar, the Camacho American Barrel Age, that I wanted to do a video review for it. So it's going to be a little bit shorter. It's going to be like a handheld sort of review like I've done before with the Leaf by Oscar, Connecticut. So yeah, I'm gonna go outside, smoke this. I've already done the V-cut, as you can see. But some few words on it. This is a Camacho American Barrel Age, so it's actually 100% American tobacco, except for some fillers from Honduras, if I'm not mistaken. So very, expensive tobacco, and it's a very labor-intensive process to barrel age tobacco, because you need to like shift the tobacco around in the barrels a lot. So the tobacco here has been aged in American bourbon barrels for 5 months, and the only real thing I can take from that of the nose here is just a little bit of vanilla, but otherwise it just tastes like good Corojo tobacco. So we're gonna see how this is. I'm very excited, but before that, you guys can see I'm wearing this Stogie Lads sweater. You can check out the link in the description for all that stuff if anyone's interested at all. We got like mugs and stickers and things of that nature. But yeah, that plug aside, I'm gonna go outside and enjoy this cigar, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this review. Alright, I am out here in the winter. Got my heavy duty boots, as you can see. Snowy Stockholm. Pretty nice when it snows, to be honest, but that's besides the point. I just wanted to show you guys the bands, because I do actually think Camacho have some of the best band game in the industry. I really like their design. Pretty simple, but like it pops. 6-year aged. Original Corojo Master Build Series, 5 months barrel, bourbon barrel finish. Yeah, the American Barrel Aged, built bold. So they have, I don't know, I just like their design a lot. You can also see how dark it is. It's kind of like a rustic look. I like the look. But as I said, 100% American tobacco, except for a tiny bit of Honduran filler. So that is why it's kind of pricey, at least here in Sweden. I mean, obviously American cultivating prices, the wages and stuff in the US is a lot higher. So, and also the labor intensive process, I said, of the 5 months bourbon barrel aging also drives up the price a bit. I should also note that this was a gift from a very kind brother of the leaf, a very generous guy, Whiskey Laddie 71 on Instagram, a guy up here in the north of Sweden. So this snow is probably nothing for him. But yeah, thank you so much for this gift, man. I will light this up now, and I will give you guys a few notes in just a minute. Alright, I hope this is visible. First third, I gotta say, immaculate construction, perfectly constructed. The draw is spot on. The smoke output is very good. I can't tell. I wouldn't be able to, on a blind test, tell that this was barrel aged in bourbon barrels. I think there's a hint of vanilla on the palate that's very nice, and I would probably attribute that to the bourbon barrels. But other than that, you got classic Corojo spice. It's a lingering spice. It's not an intense spice. It's in the back of the palate. It's there like a cayenne pepper. It's just stinging ever so lightly, but it's there, prolonged. On that, you've got like a hint of oak on the wood, which makes sense from the oak barrels. A light, nice earth, and like a red bean paste type sweetness. Now, this is a very obscure note, I would say. It's like Chinese mooncakes, if anyone's had that. I grew up in Beijing for 4 years, so I had a lot of mooncakes there, and there's this like red bean paste that's pretty sweet, and it's a very distinct note that I'm getting from this. But the first third is very good. The spice is dying down a little bit. It was very intense in the first few puffs. Now it's just sort of a hint of it. Very pleasant so far, very pleasant. Alright, so it's not quite in the second third, but I feel like I needed to do an update because it's shifted so much. The spice is completely disappeared, which is strange. The first few puffs, it was pretty intense. The last update, I said it was sort of lingering. It's completely gone now, and the cigar is very creamy. I'm so surprised, and I have to say, this, as where I'm at now, sort of moving in towards the second third, it is delicious. This is, and I'm sure like You can maybe want to attribute this to placebo, but I'm assuring you it is not. This is the most vanilla heavy cigar I've ever had. It is tons of vanilla. It's like a creamy earth, maybe a hint of wood on the finish, but on the puff, on the palate, there is so much vanilla. It is absolutely delicious. I didn't expect the cigar to be this, creamy and like vanilla sweet. It is absolutely delicious. It's got to be the bourbon barrels that's doing this. It's taken a lot of the edge off of the Corojo where I'm at now in the cigar. So vanilla heavy. It's delicious. I'm not pairing this with anything. The obvious move would be to go with bourbon, but I wanted to enjoy the cigar by itself, right? In a review, I don't want to bring in other flavors. Every bourbon is going to make this cigar taste different, so I wanted to do an objective review, but I think you could pair this with bourbon, it would be delicious. But yeah, this update, vanilla like crazy, absolutely delicious. All right, so I'm in the final third here. A bit over an hour, so this is burning very slowly. If I were to be smoking the cigar slowly, I think this could be 1.5 hour sticks. So a few thoughts on this. So first of all, it's almost $19 here, which is pretty expensive for a Robusto. Now I said a few factors that comes into this, which makes it so expensive. But I have to say this is an immaculate cigar. I am so surprised by this. There were times where I like gasped. I was so surprised. I thought coming into this, I was like, is this just a gimmick? Is this barrel aging thing just kind of a gimmick? But this is incredible. There were times where I took a puff and I was like, wow, this is vanilla extract. Like they must have put something into this. But it wasn't overwhelming. It was just so much, a blast of vanilla. It was very, very good. Coming into this final third, it shifted a little bit. Dark fruit sweetness has started to share center stage with the vanilla. Very welcome change. But it's very complex. And I really like the fact that it started very full-bodied with a lot of spice, then shifted, and it went down to medium, spot on medium in the middle. A lot of vanilla. That shift was so nice. It was nice to have that very drastic transition. And this final third is more towards medium full. It's a pretty nicotine-heavy cigar, so I wouldn't recommend this for a beginner. But coming to points here, and I kept knocking it up because it just got better and better. I have to say 93 points. It is so much, and I am so surprised on how good this was. 93 points, like I said, it's a very high rating for me, but I have to be honest, it was that good. It's very complex, surprisingly complex, and it's so unique, and I've never had vanilla this strong in a cigar before, so it is very, very pleasant. So with the complexity, the uniqueness of the flavors, and how great the construction was, even though I don't really rate cigars on that, I do rate more on flavor. I have to say, 93, I'm sticking by it. And every 10 minutes I smoked, I was like, 90 points? No, it's 91. 10 minutes passing, 92, and then up to 93. Now, that being said, this is definitely not like an everyday type of cigar, not an every week cigar. This is not a special occasion smoke, perhaps, but once in a while kind of stick because it's so unique. I would really like to try this on like a poker night with some really good bourbon. I think this is probably going to be amazing. But yeah, Camacho, hats off. This is one of the best cigars I've smoked in a while. I have to say, I'm so surprised because I thought, like I said, this would be gimmicky. But I hope this improvised format worked well again. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Try this out. Seriously, try it out. It is very unique. I think you'll be surprised to how good this was. And I hope this wasn't just one great one, and they're normally a lot worse than this. This was very, very good. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can find all our links below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.